Word 2013, Unit F, create WordArt. One way to really give your documents a lot of flair is to use the WordArt feature. Now, WordArt is a drawing object that contains decorative text. We can create WordArt using the WordArt button in the text group on the Insert tab. After we've created our WordArt object, we can change its font, its colors, borders, shadows, shape, and all kinds of other effects to create the impact that we want. So let's go ahead and try using WordArt to create a really impressive heading for our flyer. Let's get started. First, we want to make sure that we're at the top of our page. Don't forget, a quick way of maneuvering around your Microsoft Word document is to use, for instance, Control on your keyboard and hit the Home tab to get to the very top. Oops, I'm hitting the wrong one. Control Home, or Control N to get to the very end of your document. I'm going to go back with Control Home to the top. Let us click the View tab on the ribbon. We want to change our page width button, or excuse me, change our zoom to page width. And actually mine is already page width, so that works. But let me show you what a difference this would have made. If you had initially opened your document and it was on one page or multiple page, then you see a real difference when you went to page width. Now we need to select the Adventure Mexico title. So a quick way of doing this is to not double click, but to triple click. 1, 2, 3. And that gets the entire title. Now I can go to the Insert tab above the ribbon and choose WordArt from my text group. We've spent quite a bit of time in this group in the last exercise. So we'll go to WordArt. And I'm going to pick our Fill Gold Accent 4 Soft Bevel, which is the 5th style in our first row. And notice what a change that made to our title. Let's tweak the size of this title. We'll change this 1.14 to 1.3. Now click down here in the width and change this to 7. And that gives us a much bigger title. Our WordArt object is enlarged to span the page from the left to the right margin, and it changes the appearance quite a bit. But let's continue to change the appearance of this. While we still have this WordArt selected, let's go to the WordArt Styles group here, and let's go to Text Effects. Notice that you have a lot of different effects that you can give your WordArt. You see a little preview if you position your mouse over one of these options. Lots of different things to choose from. Pretty cool. We want to come all the way down. I was hoping it would show me a rotation, and it will if I actually click one. We want to come all the way down to Transform. And notice the different shapes our WordArt can take. The one we're interested in getting is Warp Square. And notice how now it fills in the entire top of our page for us. This is a really good look for us in terms of the size of our text. Now let's go to the Text Fill list arrow, and let's choose, instead of simply giving it another color or something to that effect, let's choose a gradient look. We'll come all the way down to more gradients because we want to home pick or custom choose our gradient look instead of picking one of the prefabs. Although the prefabs look really nice, we want to do one from scratch, so let's do that. Now notice over here to the right, our Format Shape navigation pane opened up. We can go to No Fill, which we can't see, or the Solid Fill, and we would be able to see that No Fill, by the way, if we had a colored outline. But we're not going to use Solid Fill or No Fill. We're going to come down to Gradient Fill because we want to tweak the gradient look of this document, or of this WordArt object. So let's do this. Let's go straight away and click our color list arrow, and we'll change that, if it's not already changed, to green accent 6. So that's what mine is already. You may have to change yours to it. The next thing the textbook asks us to do is to click the Stop 4 of 4 slide on the Gradient Stops slide. Where is the 4 of 4 slide? Well, if you position your mouse on these, you can see what their names are. And actually, I see I have stop 1 of 3, I have stop 2 of 3, and stop 3 of 3. You should still have stop 4 of 4. I'm going to choose to add a gradient stop. And now my last one is stop 4 of 4. So for this one, my stop 4 of 4, I'm going to make sure that make sure I click it first. There. For my stop 4 of 4, I want blue accent 5. Since I worked on this exercise previous to showing it to you guys, notice my 4 of 4 already says blue accent 5. Next, click stop 3 of 4. And for this one, I want to choose to remove the gradient stop button. And you have to kind of sneak and watch also what your title does as you make these different changes with the gradient. Now I want to click stop 2 of 3. This should be blue accent 5, lighter 40%. So here we have blue accent 5. Let's find 40%. And then finally drag the stop 2 of 3 slide. Here we have slide 2 of 3. Right to approximately the 90% position on the gradient stops slide. So here's my position. We're taking that over to as close to 90% as we can get it. And you should have noticed my title's changing slightly. And I can actually use the the arrows to get the same effect. So this looks pretty good. And this is a good place to stop with this exercise.